All right, on Canvas, there's a link to Soundation, or you can always type it in, Soundation, an S there. This will bring you to a website where you will be able to make some music. So when you get here, you will click the Log In button in the top right, and log in with Google. Now for you, I think it will ask you to pick your student ID, and then it might have a little pop-up where you have to agree to a couple things. Just hit yes for the 2 or 3 questions it asks, and next. This screen will take a minute to load, especially this yellow button up here that says create a project, but when this thing loads and it's clickable, we're going to go ahead and click into there. And it will come up with a screen that looks like this. In the middle is our workspace where it tells us we can drop sounds, and the sounds that we're going to actually drop are found over here on the right in the sound library. So you can do a couple different things. Number one, you're probably only going to want to look at loops and samples. These other ones are not going to be very helpful for us. So loops and samples, we're going to click that. And then all of these will load. So if I click one of them, for instance, it'll give you a little preview. If I like that, I can drag it over into the timeline, and you can see the little yellow outline. So now it's in there. So when I hit play, my bar kind of goes through, and I can hear it. Now, right now, that drum loop is only going for 4 measures. And if you want it to go farther, normally you would think you can just drag the end of it, but that doesn't seem to work. So if you want to extend something to be longer, if you grab it from the top, there's this little white bar with the name of it, and at the end of that, there's a little almost spiral arrow looking thing. You can drag that, and that just extends that clip out if you want a certain instrument track to go longer. So you should be looking over here through a bunch of these loops, and these are pretty hard to go through because there's just a lot of random named things. So if you want to sort them a little bit easier, there's a button right here where it has some sliders. So if I click that, there are different filters. What you can do is sort by genre, sort by instrument, etc. So what I might want to do is maybe search for guitar noises. Click that. All of these, move my picture here, all these are now just guitars. So I can play one. Sounds okay, but I can keep going. Now, sometimes, let me see if I can find an example. Sometimes you might find one that has this problem where it says premium sound. We're on the free version, so we can't use some of these sounds, so you're just going to have to ignore those and just find one that are not. I don't know, there might be a little thing that says free somewhere, I'm not sure, but there's enough on here that you'll be able to find stuff pretty easily. So what you'll do is you'll build some music. I would end up building multiple tracks worth. Don't just drag stuff onto the same track over and over because that'll be kind of boring sounding. You want to stack your instruments, drums, bass, I don't know, percussion, other things that could all stack together. Now, obviously, I'm just throwing stuff in here. I don't even know what it sounds like, but if I hit play, okay, well, this is awful, but you can hear all these 3 things are happening at once. If I want to turn something down, like I thought that drum beat was a little too loud, I can drag the volume slider down. You can also right-click clips, and you can do stuff like time stretch or pitch to fit the tempo. This S button right here is called solo. So if I'm just trying to hear one of the tracks, see how I play, but that's not playing anymore? And only this is playing because I hit that S for solo. So this is a way that I can just listen to one thing real quick. And if I want that to sound a little different, sometimes you can play with these pitch and time stretch things. So pitch to fit song tempo. Let's see if that sounds different now that I hit that button. So that sounds a little bit higher pitch because I've sped it up to match the drum. So you might play with that to match things up a little bit better. There's also different effects that you can do over here, but we're not going to get too far into that. Now, once you've got something that you think sounds good, and by the way, you should probably make sure that it's going to fit your video. Up here at the top, there's this number. That's whatever measure you're at right now, where your cursor is. If you click this once, it switches to time. So right here, 17 seconds versus 23 versus 30, whatever. if you have a video that's 50 seconds, you're going to need to make a song that is also going to match 50 seconds. So make sure that you match whatever length of your video, and when you're happy with it and you want to get it into your Movie Maker project, what you'll do is go over to the top right, and this little bar up to the top, there's an arrow. It's about halfway down. If I click this arrow right here, this gives me the option to export a low-res MP3. When I click that, takes a second, and then it just downloaded that song down here. Then I can just drag that right into your Movie Maker project. So if I open Movie Maker real quick, slide it over here. So you can slide it in, you can either drag it in, or you can do, let me grab a picture real quick. So if you have a picture or video in there, you can just do add music. You'll go to your downloads. There it is, open, and then it will go in to fit your song. Okay? And then when you're done with your video, you'll do save movie, and that will be the final MP4 video file that you'll turn in. So have fun making some music, make something that kind of fits the theme of your video, and good luck.